Guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 2, Chapter 5.1 through 5.4 review. Now, let's go ahead and read the directions. It says this review will be graded, so show all your work on a separate sheet. You must use the graph on this page to do number 5, but show all your work on a separate sheet of paper. So, here's my separate sheet of paper. Let's go ahead and get started. So, looking at number 1. We have 9x plus 3y equals 0 and 18x plus 6y equals negative 24. So, since everything is already lined up for me, what I'm going to do for this problem is I'm going to use elimination. Okay? So, what I'm going to plan to do is I'm going to cancel the x's. So, to cancel the x's, I need them to be opposites and the same number. So I'm going to multiply the top by negative 2. And we're going to get negative 18x minus 6y equals 0. In that bottom equation, we didn't change at all. Okay? And now we'll go through and add everything up. 18x, negative 18, and positive 18, well, those cancel. The negative 6y and positive 6y, those cancel. So we're left with 0. And then 0 minus 24 is 24. Is that a true statement? No. That's false. Okay? So for the answer for number 1, it's no solution. All right, with number 2. See how the y's are kind of, I think it's easier because the top, all I would have to multiply the top is by a negative 4. So when we multiply that, we get negative 28x minus 4y equals negative 32. And now the bottom equation stays the same. Negative 28 plus 4 gives us negative 24x. Our y's cancel. Okay. And we get negative 32. Okay, so I'm looking at this, I'm like, I know I made a mistake somewhere. Do you guys see it? A negative times a negative, this should actually be a positive 28, which gives us positive 32. Okay, so then when we solve for x and divide by 32, we get x equals negative 1. Okay, so we know that x equals negative 1, but we got to find out what y equals. Okay, so we got negative 1 for x. And so what we do is we just plug in either equation. I'm just going to go ahead and use that one right there. Okay, so we have 4 times negative 1 plus 4y equals 0. 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. Now you have to add the 4y to the other side. And you get 4y equals 4. When you divide both sides by 4, you get y equals 1. So our point is negative 1, 1. And I'll make our answer really big right there. No solution. Okay. Let's move on to 3 and 4. So with number 3, see how that's all by itself? And we got, oh, the y. So for this one, we're going to use substitution. Okay, I'm going to get my answer all ready right there. So what we're going to do, we keep the 2x minus the 2 equals 16, and we're plugging in the x minus 8. Okay? And so when we multiply this out, you get 2x minus 2x. Negative 2 times negative 8 is positive 16. Well, my 2x and my 2, those actually cancel out, and we're left with 16 equals 16, which is good, which means our answer is infinite solutions. Okay? And now for this, for number 4, we're going to do the same thing, because the x is all by itself. So when we start plugging this in, we have 8 parentheses plus the 4y equals negative 16, and we're plugging in the 2y plus 3. Go ahead and distribute, and we get 16y plus 24 plus 4y equals negative 16. Go ahead and combine your like terms. We get 20y plus 24 equals negative 16. You have to subtract the 24 to both sides, and we get 20y equals negative 40. And divide both sides by 20. Y equals negative 2. Oh, let's actually make that look like a 2. So negative 2. Okay, so now to find x equals 2 plus 3, we have to plug in that negative 2. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4, and negative 4 plus 3 is negative 1. So we get negative 1, comma, negative 2. All right, let's move on to number 5. Now it says to solve by graphing. Now if you notice, when we're graphing, we have to make sure it's in y equals mx plus b. So that first equation is not like that. So we have x plus y equals 3. You have to subtract the x to both sides, and we get y equals negative x plus 3, which tells me that my slope is negative 1 over 1, and our y-intercept is 0, 3. Okay, so let's go ahead and start graphing. We start at 3, and then we go down 1, over 1, down 1, over 1, and we're going to do a couple in each direction. And then make sure you get your rulers out. I actually have to find mine real quick, so I'm going to pause the video. Okay, so I've got my trusty ruler out. And we're going to go ahead and draw a nice straight line. All right, so there's the first one. Now, our second equation, which is 3x minus 5y equals 25. So we have to subtract the 3x to both sides. And we get negative 5y equals negative 3x plus 25. Divide everything by negative 5. And we get y equals 3 over 5x, and that's positive because it's two negatives, minus 5. our slope is 3 over 5, and our y-intercept is 0, -5. So we start at 0, -5. We go up 3 over 5, and then right away, we find our spot. And I'm just going to do one more dot to make that look all nice and pretty. And draw the line. Okay, so the point where they intersect is right there. And that is at the point. +5, -2. Alrighty, number 6. Says Heather School is selling tickets to the spring musical. On the first day, the school sold 12 senior citizen tickets. Let's see, so 12 senior citizen tickets, 4 student tickets for a total of $52. The school sold 34 dollars on the second day, selling 6 senior tickets and 4 student tickets. Find the price for each. Okay, so I'm going to say that X is the senior tickets and Y are the student tickets. So our first equation would be 12x plus 4y equals 52. Okay, now the school took in $34, so 34 is actually our total, and then 6 senior tickets and 4 student tickets. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel out the y's, because if you see they're both 4's, so I'm going to multiply the bottom one by -1. So the top equation is going to stay the same. And then my bottom equation changes to -6x minus 4y equals -34. Add all those up, your y's cancel, and you're left with 6x equaling, let's cancel right here, 12 minus 4 is 8. That changes to a 4. 18. And then, to solve for x, divide each side by 6. And we get x equals 3. Okay, so now we know what x is. We can plug that into any original equation. And I'm going to pick the bottom one because it's a little bit easier. So we have 6x, oh, not 6x, because I know that x is 3, plus 4y equals 34. So 18 plus 4y equals 34. Subtract each side by 18. And we get 4y equals, we need to borrow 4y equals 16, divide by 4, and you get y equals 4. Okay, so when we're saying our final answer right here, we need to make sure and label this. So $3 for the senior tickets and $4 for the student tickets. Make sure to label. All right, only a couple more. That's the sum of two numbers. So the sum, that's telling us that we need to add two numbers are going to be x and y, is 36. So x plus y is 36. Okay, their difference, which means subtraction, is 10. So their difference is 10. And if you look at this, this is already set up for substitution because our y's cancel. X plus x is 2x. And 36 plus 10 is 46. So divide both of those by 2. And if off to the side you need to do 46 divided by 2, that's okay. 2 goes into 4 2 times. Drop the 6 down, and 2 goes into 6 3 times. So we get x equals 23. Okay, so we need to know what y is. X plus 23 equals 36. Subtract 23 to both sides. And we get, I'm sorry, I messed all of that up. However, we will get the same number because it's 23 plus y equals 36. You're still subtracting 23 to both sides, but y equals 13. So the two numbers are 23 and 13. Okie dokie, the next one says the sum of two numbers is 59. So x plus y is 59. Their difference is 25. So x minus y is 25. Okay, same as last time. Your y's cancel. You get 2x equals, add those up. 4, carry the 1. 84. Divide both sides by 2. X equals 42. Okay? And now we know what x is. We're going to plug that in for x. I'm doing the top equation because it has less negatives. Subtract by 42. And we get that y equals 17. Okay? So our two numbers for number 8, 42, and 17. Okay. So Kira is 18 years older than her cousin Tristan. If their sum of their ages is 60, how old are they? Okay, so what do we know? Kira, here's a big word, is 18 years older than her cousin Tristan. So first off, the two variables that I'm going to use, K for Kira's age and T for Tristan's age. Okay, so they're saying that Kira is, remember, is means equal, older than, but we have to switch those two up. So it's going to be T plus 18. Okay, if their sum of their ages is 60, so if you take their ages, K plus T, it is 60. How old are they? Now, for this equation, we've got the K all by itself, so we're going to plug that in. We're going to be doing substitution here. So we got the T plus 18 plus T equals 60. We don't have to distribute, so we don't really need those. So we get 2T plus 18 equals 60 minus 18 to both sides. 2T equals 2, that changes to a 5. 5 minus 1 is 4. Okay, and then divide both sides by 2. You get T equals 21. And now to find K, we use the top equation. K equals 21 plus 18. K equals 39. Okay, so our final answer would be that Kira is 39 years old, and Tristan is 21 years old. All right, last one. The Blazers basketball team won 6 more games than the Blazers football team. So we're talking about basketball and football. So I'm going to do B for basketball and F for football. So the Blazers basketball team won 6 more games than the Blazers football team. Determine how many games both teams won if their sum is 24. Okay, so the basketball team won 6 more than the football team. Okay, so more than, it's add, but we have to switch those two around. And now the sum of those two is 24. So we're going to do the same thing as we did in the last equation. We're going to be doing substitution, okay? Because we have the f plus 6 for the b plus the f equals 24. Combine your like terms. You got 2f plus 6 equals 24. Subtract both sides by 6. 2f equals 18, and let's actually make that so you can read it. So 2f equals 18. Divide both sides by 2. We get f equals 9. Okay, and now we're just going to plug it back into the top equation where b equals the football plus 6. So b equals 15. So our final answer is going to be basketball equals, not 6, but 15 games. And football equals 9 games. Okay, well that's going to be it for Algebra 2, Chapter 5.1 through 5.4 review. As always, if you have any questions, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself because we would love to help you out. Thanks for watching, guys.